Hey folks, this is Matt once again. I want to try to make this short. Because I already reviewed this film before, ranted on it before, but since I reviewed the other Scream films, I figured give this film another shot. And yeah, it's another shot as in a shot in my fucking face from a man. I don't like this film at all. I think it's a piece of shit. It's even more infuriating because it's Wes Craven's last film. I think he's a great director. This was a shitty note. It sucks. I mean, the most that sucks is he's no longer with us. This film, though, if you like the film, that's fine. I don't understand how it gets a 6.2. I don't understand why it gets praise. I don't understand why it's what's so good about it, or how it's better than Part 3. I really don't understand that. I mean, in Part 3, I think you had better cast. Neve Campbell felt like she had more to do. David Arquette definitely had more to do. Courteney Cox definitely had more to do. Plus, you have people like Patrick Dempsey, Lance Henriksen, even people like Carrie Fisher, Patrick Warburton, even Kevin Smith. I mean, Liev Schreiber, he's a better actor than the people in this movie. Not huge on Liev Schreiber, but he was better than some of these people. I think Scream 3 is just a much more fun movie. Here's another thing. When Scream 4 came out and it's trying to be, oh, it's meta, or it's clever, or it's hip, or it's smart. No, it's not. Because since then, you want to know what came out between Scream 3 and Scream 4? Films that did shit better? Films like this. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Where a woman, actually one of the kids from Home Alone actually, follows this guy who says he's going to be the next killer in the vein of Freddy, Jason, Michael, and it shows him training for the night and getting ready for the big night and trying to pick his victims and also pick his own Loomis type, who is Robert Englund, and form his legend. And it's just a very entertaining, I don't want to say tongue-in-cheek, but it's a fun, interesting, original flick. I know they keep saying there's a sequel. I don't know why I never got a sequel. Another film, Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. The guys who usually you think will be the villains are actually two guys who they get mistaken for these. They get mistaken to be murderous backwood hillbillies, but really they're just innocents. And it's the people in their judgmental ass who get themselves killed. And you even have one of these guys getting a love story. And this is an original, interesting movie. When you have films like these that come out, which are smarter, more original, more fun, with the funny, better with the kills, and just better movies, better cast, better acting, better ideas. The Scream 4 shit doesn't fly. I don't say fly. Doesn't fly. Or Screform, as it's called, because it's like S-C-R-E and then 4 instead of A and M, so you draw Screform. But Scream 4, which came out like 4 years ago, 2011. Neve Campbell is not the problem, but she doesn't have much to do. She seems like a passenger when you're like, she's the best actress in this group. She should be in the driver's seat, but you forced her into a passenger seat. David Arquette, I like David Arquette, but it's like they took away Dewey's dumbness. They took away what made Dewey Dewey. He was very straightforward in this movie. He played the character. Once in a blue moon, you see a little bit of the old Dewey, but he played it straight for the most part. I think at this time, David Arquette and Courteney Cox were having marital problems, or they had separated, so maybe that's part of it, or maybe that's just the way Kevin Williamson wrote it, but I know there were, I guess, some problems, and there were some rewrites by Aaron Kruger so that probably didn't help either. Courteney Cox, I don't know if she has some type of Botox or something, but she looks a little bit different. But I mean, acting wise, she's not bad. I mean, I have no problem. The only problem I have with the main three that come back, they have nothing to do. They really have nothing to do. Hell, one of the two things I liked in this film are at the very end. The fact that they didn't kill the three, they're really, aside from the deputy, the only three that survive. And I liked Sidney's line, never fucked with the original, which is a rule for remakes. Okay, great. At the very end of the film. Thank you. I'll admit the opening is kind of clever. The first time I saw it, didn't see it coming, where it becomes a triple opening. Where you think it's these two girls watching a movie, getting a phone call, talking about Saw 4, or about this stalker boy, and the two get killed. And you find out, no, that's the opening of Stab 6. And you see Anna Paquin, this girl, Kristen Bell, or whoever that was, talking about meta shit. But then all of a sudden, Kristen stabs Anna Paquin and says, you talk too much, shut the fuck up. Okay. Didn't see that coming. Then, oh, it's another stab film. And I'm like, it's kind of interesting. But almost at the same time, it almost seems like an act of desperation. Like, wow, that's only, I mean, that's the only way you can do it. But, I mean, long story short, I thought it was interesting, but I don't know, just one too many. I mean, I think it would have been interesting if it was just the Anna Paquin, Kristen Bell, then she kills, like, what the fuck is that? And then it goes into, oh, okay, there was a movie within a movie, interesting. But the fact of doing it one more, I thought was too much. I thought, okay, now it's almost like a parody. But they're talking about the Stab movies, and that the Stab 5 had time travel, which was the worst one. And I'm thinking, time travel? Like right from the get-go, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, script? I don't know many horror movies that deal with time travel, let alone sequels. If you were to write it the right way, you would have said outer space. Just at least that would have made sense. And, like, say, Stab 7. Like, have it be a higher number. Like, by Stab 7, they went into space, because Pinhead went into space, Leprechaun in space, by part 4, Jason in space. I mean, yeah, and the in-space line would have been, I think, funnier, but the time travel is like, okay, where the fuck did that come from? They're talking about somewhere in time? Not even a horror movie? They're fans of the Time Machine? Back to the Future? I don't fucking know. I know it's a nitpick. But fuck it. I don't like the movie. So I'm fine to nitpick a movie that I don't like. Curl plays a trick because she's a dumb bitch. And then the woman's line goes dead. A woman's thrown through the window and the other woman gets stabbed. She goes in the garage, kind of like in the first film, except instead of getting stuck and getting her head crushed, this one goes under. It goes down, hits her back, comes up, and the girl gets stabbed. So great. Remind you of the original, only it's not as cool. Which I guess is the whole point of the film, because it's like a remake. Yeah, great. As if... Yeah, a lot of people don't like remakes. Hate to be the bearer of bad fucking news. Because a lot of remakes suck. Neve Campbell comes back because she has a book. Dewey's with Gale. And he wakes up to the tone of Axel F. from Beverly Hills Cop. They have a home, they're married. And the new folks... See, that's another problem with this movie, is incredibly forgettable. It's an extremely forgettable film. Most of these characters, the only one I didn't mind was Hayden Panettiere, whatever, I don't know her last name. Hayden. She plays like a buddy. If you see the trailer for the film, she's the one who says all the remake titles. I thought she did fine. as one of the friends. But the other people, you have the boyfriend that you blink and you miss him, or is really nothing to him. Could have been just a fucking... Could have just put Gumby's cousin in there, and it could have been anybody. Here's a fucking bottle of water, just walking around. That's as much personality as the guy had. Rory Culkin, which the only thing with him is he had long hair. He looks a little bit like his brother Macaulay Culkin. And he becomes one of the killers. If I want to see that shit done, I'll see The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin. Better fucking slasher movie than this. People won't call it slasher, but it's a kid killing people one by one. Elijah Wood's pissed about it. Better movie than this movie. I haven't seen The Good Son forever, man. Gotta pick that up. I'd rather watch that than this. Because that's all it is to him. A guy hangs out, he's got a webcam on his fucking head, he says this thing called hall pass, and then when he dies, he's like, I'm gay. If that helps, and gets stabbed. You're like, this is what gets praise. I'm gay. If that helps, should have offered to suck his dick. Or clit, whichever killer it was, and then maybe it'd help you. But probably not. Right when Sidney gets there, they open up a trunk, there's blood and pictures. I don't know why. That reminded me of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Because wasn't that a movie where someone opens up the car, but I think Jennifer Love Hewitt sees a body, and then when they get there, somehow the killer was so clean, he was cleaner than Mr. Clean, he was able to clean the whole trunk off, so there's nothing there. There's like a body and a bunch of like crabs or something, but it makes no sense. How the hell did the killer clean that much? I mean, if I could get him a job. But it's blood and pictures. And it reminds you of the original, because the fucking new girl, Emma Roberts, who's the cousin of Sidney, her boyfriend sneaks in like the first film, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Because Emma Roberts is a shitty actress. She's a shitty actress. Her father's Eric Roberts, who's a much better actor than she is. Julie Roberts is a much better actress than she is. Like, she's kind of the lead of these kids, but she sucked, so I don't give a fuck. And then I guess their big thing is, oh, you think she's the lead? She's actually the killer. But I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Because I don't like her. I'm like, good, she's a killer. Now her character can die. Because I don't like her. I know I've seen a movie where the lead person is actually the killer. I'm drawing a blank, but I know I have. Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp. Not a big fan of Sleepaway Camp, but it's better than this movie. Again, I'm not a big fan. I'm more of a fan of Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, but I'd rather watch Sleepaway Camp 1 than this one. That's one where your lead is a killer. And it's not really a girl. I mean, not really, but you think it's a girl. That should have been the ending of Scream 4. You think it's Emma Roberts is a girl? Oh, it's a chick with a dick. Just go all the way Sleepaway Camp style. But even the kills didn't do much for me. I mean, two of the girls are watching Shaun of the Dead, and the killer calls, says, I'm in the closet. I'm thinking, okay, even when I first saw this, I knew the killer wasn't in there. Because Sidney's downstairs, you have two girls there, but then we've established that there's another girl by herself across the way. Is the killer going to deal with three girls, or a girl by herself that's right next door, and we've established that? It doesn't take a lot of brain power to figure, so it's not really a great, oh my god, I was surprised. No. I said I was in a closet, but I didn't say it was your closet. I don't know, just the guy who did the voice, he felt off. It's kind of like Freddy in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5. Just off. And that dude gets killed, and I will admit, the walls are painted red, and you see some aftermath guts. But one thing I noticed about the kills, and you look in the trivia, there were no can't say, knives that collapse. I can't say the fucking words. Words. Ugh! I can't talk. I'm talking about Stream 4. Even the fucking tile can't talk, because if you look at the tiles, straform. As I was going to say, the knives, there are none that collapse, because it's all CGI work. I don't know why you did that, but I knew there was something a little bit off with some of these stabbings. I don't know why you changed something when it worked well in the previous films, but hey, what do I know? And the two cops that are sitting there supposed to be watching, Anthony Anderson and I believe, was it Adam Brody, or I believe it's something Brody, I believe it. I know Anthony Anderson, which fuck, I rather watch Urban Legends Final Cut, which Anthony Anderson dies in that too, but it's a dumb slasher movie. I had more fun with that than this one. Kid, Urban Legends Final Cut is not really that great of a movie, but I'd rather watch that than this. I should remember not hating that film, but yeah, there were problems, but I'd rather watch that than this. I really would. And Anthony Anderson and them are shitty cops because, of course, right when they're supposed to be watching, they've disappeared and then they reappear at the last second. How fucking convenient. Because they're just two shitty cops that should be fired. Got this, supposed to be watching the houses. They got this girl killed. They were nowhere to be found when Sidney's trying to look for them and has a little scuffle with Ghostface. These two people were Culkin, this fucking Hall Pass guy. With Greg, yeah. Reminds me of a shitty film called Hall Pass with Owen Wilson. They invite, hey, Sidney and Gale, bring Sidney to our movie club. I'm like, movie club? I didn't know high schools had movie clubs. Do they have? Wish there was one when I was around in high school. But Sidney is his bitchy publicist, and her death is the epitome of what makes this, what's wrong with this film. Because it's so fucking stupid. Oh yeah, I forgot. When the boyfriend snuck in to see Emma Roberts, his shitty line was, she's like, what about the cops out there? Oh, they're no match for the ninja. What, you're a fucking American ninja? Fuck off. But this girl, this bitchy publicist who Sidney fires because she's a bitch, goes to this parking garage and gets called. Okay, the events that happen. She goes into her car. The phone rings again, and she looks at it and she goes, no. Now, of course, I'm thinking to myself, why don't you call the cops? Obviously, the phone still works, because killer called you once, try to call you again. Why don't you try calling the cops? Or calling Sidney? Or calling anybody? It's not, you can't give me, oh, the phone doesn't work. No, it works. She just tossed it on the seat. She can't start the car because the killer jumps on the hood and then goes away. And the girl waits for about 10 seconds. Then she opens the door. Why she opens the door when she just saw the killer out there 10 seconds ago, I don't know. Why didn't she stay in the fucking car, which she knows the killer's not in, and, answer, call a cop. Call Dewey. Give him something to fucking do since he's had nothing to do in this fucking movie. No. She just opens the car, runs to the exit. It's locked or something. She turns around and she gets stabbed. Because she's a fucking moron. And this fucking scene killed my brain cells. It is literally one of the dumbest fucking scenes The dumbest scene in any Scream film, hands down. I don't see how people can argue. If people argue with that, that's fine. It's their opinion. I don't see how. I just explained the scene. Tell me how that scene is worth a shit. That's a scene that Scream would have been parodying or joking about. And later on, she gets thrown into a van while Dewey's doing a press conference. Gale and Sidney go to this movie club, which, great, I'm seeing all these posters for better movies, like John Carver's The Thing. I see the poster of John Carver's The Thing, I'm like, please don't reference a better movie in your shitty movie. Isn't that a rule? You know, don't reference a better movie in your movie, but hey, we got Shaun of the Dead, better movie than your movie. And we see pictures of shit, shit. Classics like John Carver's The Thing in your shitty movie. And I talk about the rules. And these rules make no fucking sense. They're like, oh, well, there's going to be maybe, the killer has to film his kills. And I'm thinking, what fucking horror films are these guys watching? Did Jigsaw film his kills? I mean, I don't remember him filming every kill. I just remember him filming his fucking puppet. I don't remember him really filming his kills. I haven't seen the Saw films in a while, but I don't remember him filming his kills. I just remember, again, him filming his fucking puppet when he talked. What, Halloween Resurrection? It fucking laid to rest? I mean, what fucking movies are we talking about? Found footage movies? Yeah, if you don't jump to found footage, why don't you jump to fucking alien movies or something? Creature features. Vampires, werewolves, zombies. Just found footage has nothing to do with slasher films. Especially when he's like, oh, Blair Witch Project. Yeah, that has a lot to do with slasher movies. Paranormal Activity. Yep, that too. Whatever the fuck that movie was about the killer dinosaurs. Found footage. Or Apollo 18. Killer moon rocks. Although they have no chance against Bruce Lee. I don't know how many people get that, but if you do, you get a cookie. So what the fuck is this? Oh, the kills gotta film his shit. His kills. I'm like, since when? And it's all rules of the remake. And I'm like, you didn't really go into much rules of the remake other than, well, it's gotta be this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay. Out of the remakes I love, they do different shit. Like John Carver's The Thing and The Fly and The Blob, but hell. I didn't understand the rule part. I really didn't understand the rules that they were thinking of. I really fucking don't get it. I mean, the rules in the first Scream kind of made sense if you're a fan of slasher movies. Here, it's like, what? I mean, even My Bloody Valentine remake wasn't really the same. I don't give a fuck about. I'm putting too much thought. It's 23 minutes in. Fuck it. There's a party, which these people are stupid to have, and then Gale gets there, killer fucks with the cameras, and they get in a scuffle. Dewey gets there. Gale gets stabbed in the shoulder, which I'm like, why did the killer do that? I guess later on because the girl, Emma Roberts, is like, oh, she did help me write a book. So I guess that's why. Great, so it's because the killer's stupid. Anthony Anderson, the other cop, get killed after some shitty jokes. Anthony Anderson gets stabbed in the head and is still living. I think it's because Wes Craven saw a documentary where a guy had like a bayonet in his head, but he was still alive and was actually talking to the doctors. So I guess that's why. And okay, it was in a documentary. It still looks silly as shit. And especially when Anthony Anderson, his line is, "Fuck Bruce Willis." This is the dialogue. This is the humor. A guy gets stabbed in the head and walks around for a few minutes and says, fuck Bruce Willis. I guess it's supposed to be funny, but I wasn't laughing. Not the first time, not this time. And then what? Mary McDonnell, who's with Sidney, she's in the film. I didn't mention her because she really has nothing to do. She's in like 1 or 2 scenes, really has nothing to say, gets stabbed through the mail slot. And then a bunch of kids are in a house, just like in the first film, bunch of kids in the house. But that's supposed to remake. Yeah, like I wanted to see that. And why the fuck should I care about these people other than Hayden? At least she's the best actress of the group. And like she has a little bit something to her because she seems like she's kind of crushing on the nerdy guy, Rory Culkin. But she dies for that later on. But it's the boyfriend disappears, and because he gets tied up like the father in the first film, but he gets shot. Like I said, Hayden gets killed because she runs through like 50 remakes, goes to help Rory Culkin, and Rory stabs her and says, all these years you didn't look at me, but now it's too late. And I'm like, it's not really too late, mother dumbass. I mean, if you had genius like me, not really, if you had some brain cells, you would be like, the only person who knows I'm a killer is Emma Roberts. Why don't I somehow make it so that they think she's the killer? Kill her to save the day. Or, oh, this Ghostface. I killed Ghostface. And oh my god, it's her. But she's dead, she can't tell. And I'm a hero, so now Hayden's gonna fuck my brains out later. If I was Rory Culkin, I would have done that. I'd be like, let me help you. We kill Ghostface, Emma Roberts. Because she's just a fucking walking twig. She's not going to put up much of a fight. And, hey, you like me. And I'm a winner. I'm going to get laid. From the girl I had a crush on. Who was ready to fuck me before. But now I saved her and I killed the killer. She's definitely going to fuck me about a dozen times over. That's my Ramble Rare for Life's writing 101. Right there. There's my rewrite of Scream 4. But no, the guy decides to stab her because he's a fucking moron. The guy who's got the camera on, he's like, oh, I'm gay if that helps. It gets stabbed because he's a fucking idiot. Low chase. Cousin. Sidney's cousin, Emma Roberts, is the killer, which I don't buy. Is one of the 2 killers. I'm like, this walking twig. She shoots her boyfriend, stabs Rory Culkin, like I said, he's a fucking idiot, stabs Sidney in the stomach, bashes the shit out of herself so she looks like a survivor, a victim, a survivor. They're at the hospital, and then Dewey tells her, oh, Sidney's alive. And I'm like, wow, that's really convenient. Sidney got stabbed in the fucking stomach. How is she alive? And once again, the fucking camera cut off, so I don't know what's going on with this webcam. Sorry about that. Like I was saying, before it got cut off, Sidney is somehow alive with a stab wound in her stomach. I'm like, that's really fucking convenient that Sidney's alive. That's really fucking convenient. Really fucking convenient. I'm glad they didn't kill her up. I'm like, she got stabbed in the stomach. I'm like, at least have it be, oh, she protected herself. Like in Scream 3, it made sense. She put a fucking bulletproof vest because she had brains. Why couldn't she do that? Put a vest on, put some protection, steal it from fucking Dewey's cop station. Because Dewey's deputy has a vest on later. She could have done that, and no. She gets stabbed in the stomach, and somehow, conveniently, she's alive. So Emma Roberts tries to kill her, And Dewey tossed to Gale, which, by the way, again, Courteney Cox, she got stabbed at like the hour mark. So the next pretty much 50 minutes, she is out of the picture. Just one or two scenes of her in the hospital for the next 50 minutes of the movie. So wow, Courteney Cox, yeah, she didn't have much to do in this film. Neither did David Arquette, because he tossed to Gale, oh, you guys have matching wounds. That's what she said. And Gale goes, well, how would she know? And then Dewey goes in, gets the shit kicked out of by a bedpan. Says that, yep, David Arquette definitely has nothing to do in this movie. He's the sheriff, and he has jack shit to do. Tell me one goddamn thing he did. He goes in, he got his ass whipped, and then Courteney Cox goes in there, and then the female deputy goes in there. Female deputy gets shot. Later on, you find out she has a bulletproof vest. She's got the gun on Gale, and then Gale goes clear, and Emma Roberts goes clear, and Sidney zaps her with some paddles. I know I've seen that done in movies too. Can't fucking remember off the top of my head that you're killing someone with those paddles. I know I have it. This fucking movie's killed my brain cells. Again, this is the only thing I liked. Wow, I was surprised they didn't kill any of the main three characters. I was surprised by that. And the second, the line where she says, never fuck with the original. Don't fuck with the original, I think is what she says. Kelly gets back up, Sidney shoots her, then the movie's over. I'm like, wow, what a waste. Scream 3 ended it, I think, perfectly. And this was useless, this was pointless, this was unneeded, for me, unwanted. You brought a bunch of new characters that there was maybe one, maybe even two I gave half a shit about. I didn't mind the female deputy. I didn't mind the Hayden girl. But Rory Culkin, his hair had more personality than him. The guy with the hall pass webcam, the most memorable thing, the only thing I remember is his shitty line of, oh, I'm gay, does that help? And then gets killed for stupidity. And saying that shitty line. The boyfriend was sneeze and you missed him. Emma Roberts, you need to go back to get some more tidbits of acting from your father, Eric Roberts, because he's a much better actor than you. I thought was horrendous. I didn't buy her tough. I didn't buy her as the lead. I didn't give a fuck if she later died. And then when she's the villain, I'm like, yeah, I don't buy that either. And then the plot, I think, is fucking stupid. Oh, going back to Woodsboro. Wow. We go right back to Woodsboro like it was. Oh, great. Right back to that town. And David Arquette has nothing to do, and is pretty much the straight man throughout most of it. And Courteney Cox really has nothing to do, and is in a hospital in like the hour mark, and then she's pretty much gone until the last few minutes. So she's out of the picture for a good long time. And fucking Neve Campbell, she's in the passenger seat, and then it's almost as if Watch is like, oh shit, we can't do it with these guys. Put Sidney back in. And okay, now she killed the killer. Okay, now it's the main three is what people give a fuck about. Like, you're right. Anthony Anderson, his stupid death, his stupid line, fuck Bruce Willis. The publicist, her death, she was a bitch. That was all to her character, and she had the dumbest sequence in the movie with her stalking and death scene. Shitty script. The young cast, most of them were shit. Marco Beltrami, I thought he did a very lame job on the score. The songs were crappy as fuck. There's not one song in this movie I liked. It was boring. It felt way too fucking long. Sluggish. The opening was a little bit clever. And the fact that the main three from the previous films are the ones that lived, I didn't see that coming. That's two things. The very beginning and the very ending of your movie. Great. You only need to see the very beginning and the very opening. I mean, the very beginning and the very ending. You don't need to see any of the rest of the film. Bravo, great. Just make that cut. The other hour and 40 some fucking, it's an hour and 50 movie, so opening, ending, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So yeah, the other hour and 40 minutes, yeah, just skip it. Scream 4, success. But I'm not going to end this Wes Craven mini marathon on a rant. This is a much better Wes Craven movie, which I will review next. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. And this movie, it's sad that this is the last movie Wes Craven did. It's forgettable, and it's a piece of shit. It's stupid. It has a crappy script. It has a crappy rules. This is how you do that shit. Creative, original, funny, and much better movies, much better cast, much better characters, much better scripts. Sorry, Scream 4. These films beat you to the punch and beat the fuck out of you. Fuck Scream 4. Later.